Okay, I'm standing in front of what used to be the entrance to Fort Devens about 20 years ago or so. Fort Devens, which is where the terror suspect is now being held. You can see the Fort Devens design over here. There used to be a tank and a gate parked right over there, and people would come and visit the fort and so forth. This fort was active for a very long time. When the initial downsizing took place on the various military commissions, Fort Devens was one of the forts that was downsized. Now, a lot of people in the area think that Fort Devens is closed, and this is basically a town called Devens, or an economic opportunity area called Devens. The actual fact is the fort was shrunk. There is still a fort and a high-security military prison here, which was going to be the site where some of the families of the 9/11 victims were supposed to be able to sit and watch in closed-circuit TV while some of the terror suspects were to be tried. There were facilities set up for that, and there is an internal fort and a very high-level military prison. But this is probably the most attention Fort Devens as a fort has gotten in a very long time. Now, I'll wait for that to pass. Now, on my way here, I passed a long military column of trucks and Humvees that headed over to the firing range at Devens. Now, it's in the old days, maybe 20 or 30 years ago, it wouldn't be all that unusual to see a military column of vehicles leave Fort Devens, a dozen vehicles or more. Well, this is the first such column I've seen come out of Fort Devens in a very long time, so this place is going to get an awful lot more attention than it used to. I'll be heading over to the fort proper, see if I can get in as proper press, and do a quick interview or two over there and see what questions I can get answered. And until then, this is just to give you a feel of the location and so forth. Take care.